It was a historic day in terms of Test match cricket, in terms of South Africa's future in international cricket. We saw Graham Smith, we saw AB de Villiers, we saw Hashim Amla, Sean Pollock, everyone who had been part of their cricketing history. They were just staying there. They were present the entire 4 days. The Test match had everything. On day one, South Africa were up. On day two, again South Africa, Australia were up. Day three, it was you didn't know where it will go until Aiden Markram started scoring runs. So I think this Test match had it all. Today as well, we saw Pat Cummins start the day with a wicket, but the way I think Aiden Markram held one end up and the other batsmen just had to, just bat through time and let Aiden Markram score runs. That was something that we've never associated with South Africa. We've called them perennial chokers, but I think now they are winners and deservingly so. They have lost the T20 World Cup against India last year by such a close margin. Obviously, we wanted India to win, but seeing South Africa on the other side losing like that was obviously difficult to see as a cricket fan. And today, finally, they have an ICC title to their name, Rehan.
100% after 27 years, that too, they had to wait quite some time to get this championship on their hands, but fully deserved. And the fact that all the legends of the game of South African cricket were present makes it even more special. And I think this test match in general has been special. It's not been easy for South Africa, especially after they were bowled out for 132. It looked like there'll be a mountain to chase. And obviously, fourth innings pressure is there, and not often you see a score of 280 being chased in the fourth innings. To do that is something very, very special. And as Bavuma rightly said, that we look at characters, not at stats. So that was a very, a Bollywood dialogue, I would say, but proved quite right. Uh, of course, speaking about the match, it was obviously done and dusted. 69 runs required. Uh, Markram really took that responsibility and finished it off quite well. And yeah, Australia looked disappointed, but they threw all punches. None of them landed, of course, but they did put up a fight for sure.
And this might just be the last time we see this Australian unit together. You might not see Nathan
Hmm.
Lyon or Usman Khawada for that matter even play a game after this. We don't know about their future. But one thing's for sure is that Steve Smith is going to continue playing cricket in terms of Test match cricket because he's already retired from ODI and I don't think he's a certainty in the T20 setup. So the remainder of the time we'll get to see Steve Smith in Test match cricket, Virat Kohli in ODI cricket, and there's no one left for T20. Babar Azam. Okay, great. So yeah. So apart from that, I would just like to say in terms of Australia, a lot of match winners, but obviously the match was lost when they conceded the advantage in their third innings. That
Hmm.
the partnership between Josh Hazelwood and Mitchell Stark obviously brought them back into the game. But 280 and 280 is obviously a difficult target in terms of WTC final fourth innings. But अगर सब कॉन्टेस्ट हटा दे तो it was a day 3 day 4 pitch, the best
Hmm.
conditions to bat on in terms of England conditions, and the bowlers also we know how good are the how good is the trio of the pace bowlers plus Nathan
Right.
Land, but I don't think they were able to do anything. And on top of that, to see Nathan Lyon go wicketless was something. Even despite getting some assistance, I think Aiden Markram played him quite well. But सब हटा देते हैं. Let's talk about AB de Villiers and the last 2 weeks. उसने 18 साल बाद आरसीबी को जीते हुए देखा. उसने 27 साल बाद साउथ अफ्रीका को जीते हुए देखा. And unlike him, there were so many other legends that were part of their cricketing history and never got to taste that silverware. हर बार
Hmm.
फाइनल्स में या सेमीज में नॉकआउट्स में मार खा जाते थे वो लोग. But I think today, the way Keshav Maharaj said in his post-match conference that this win is just not for their players, it's for everyone. It's for the Rainbow Nation. It's for the supporters abroad that I think a lot of Indians also supported South Africa because they wanted Australia to lose.
100% future of Australia now is, not looking very bright because they have quite old players in their side. They're going to tour the West Indies pretty soon. So I think you will be, really invested to see
Yep.
what their 11 and 15 would look like. Would they actually make the changes? Would they bring in Nathan McSweeney, Sam Constance back? That would be a question. Sean Abbott is there. So see, there
Scott
would be
Boland.
new faces, of course. Scott Boland, of course. So new faces will be there, that's for sure. I think Pat Cummins also mentioned, and I agree with what he said. The match was probably lost in the first innings when they were batting. 212 in the first innings probably was not the target that they were looking at. They wanted to outbat the opposition, which they weren't able to do with Bo Webster and Steve Smith, even though they fought hard, but somehow that score wasn't enough. Having said that, see, for South Africa, as you rightly said, future looks very good. It's a relatively young side, and they have players who can make it, you know, to the next cycle, WTC cycle. So good signs for them. They have a strong 15. For Australia, they just need to rewind and look back at this cycle as a successful one, because see, a 2 year cycle is quite a long period. Let us not forget the test matches that they have played and the series that they have won. It's not been easy. They have won the BJT quite convincingly. They have defeated other nations as well. So they have done all right, just that they weren't able to finish that last hurdle.
And when you mention that they are gonna tour the Windies next, obviously Steve Smith is not a certainty because of his dislocated
Hmm.
finger. Usman Khawaja might get dropped. Manas Labuschagne is not among the runs. So a lot of things to sort out in terms of batting because when Travis Head is in form, I think they are a very formidable unit because the number 4, 5, 6 are very sorted. But you saw that he got out for a couple of very cheap scores this innings, this match. So
Hmm.
it is important to get someone like Sam Constance in because he provides you that spark at the top, that 30-40 quick fire opening partnership. And then you have Manas Labuschagne at three, and then Cam Green, and they also have to sort Cam Green in the middle order or wherever they want him, they see him in the future.
Correct.
So a lot of
Naman,
things
just
to
one
consider.
point I want to add that, sorry, I'm cutting you. Just want to add that, see, they also have to go past the four baller theory,
Yep,
where you're only playing three fast bowlers and one Nathan Lyon. They didn't give any overs to Bo Webster, I believe, in the
yeah,
second innings. So
only
they
five.
somehow, yeah, so they somehow need to find a bowler who can bat. And I think Sean Abbott is the right guy. If they look at that lineup that they have, some maybe groom somebody as a bowler who can take that ownership as a fifth bowler, something that you need.
See, I think when Cameron Green is completely fit, he can, if you are looking at 90 overs a day, he can bowl 12, 13 overs. You will get another 18, 20 overs from Nathan Lyon, and then the other quicks are fit enough to bowl 23 overs each. But then you have got to see what are you looking at in terms of the next cycle. You
Hmm.
might just get finals in Ahmedabad next, the next edition. So you also have to look at the combination. It will be important because they have the Ashes home series coming up this December, and a lot of people will obviously try and retire during that series. Because it's a big stake series. So you might see Nathan Lyon retiring at the end of that series because even he's 38, 39 years old, and you don't know, he's a guarantee 2 years later if Australia will qualify, and if they go on to qualify, then will Nathan Lyle be around in India because the finals will be in India. So they also have to find two quality spinners as well. So a lot of things to ponder upon. But as you rightly mentioned, they were obviously short on bowling today. But I think if Cameron Green is fit, then you won't see Bo Webster in the middle order, and that sort of opens up the opening position because Manas Labuschagne that then directly goes back to that number three position.
100%. Even with Nathan McSweeney, is what I felt that they didn't give him that, go as 5 matches. They dropped him midway and got Sam Constance. I think even McSweeney is a very good player, Nathan McSweeney. So if he even gets a chance in the West Indies, he should make it count. And you will see some drastic changes, is what I
Yep.
feel, when the team would be announced for the next WTC. I'm
And
pretty
I
sure.
think they should somehow try and fit Scott Boland inside. See, You might
Yeah.
be a shot on a bowler as well, but if you know that you know 2 years down the line, Stark will be 37, Cummins will be 35, Hazelwood will again be 36, 37. So these guys cannot bowl consistently so much right now because of the age factor as well. So you need to find someone apart from Scott Boland as well, because Australia will play a lot of important away series as well. They're gonna play India in a four-match test series in India this cycle, and a lot of things will also depend on how other teams do, because it's either India, New Zealand, South Africa, Australia, or England. England does not qualify, sorry. So these four are the
Hmm.
people, the teams that will make it to the WTC finals, and fittingly so, next season hopefully India can make it to the finals because
The
it's a
one
huge
thing,
dream.
Naman,
Yeah,
yeah, it will be a home. Hopefully, it will be a home venue if India make it. But one point of debate is that, see, the championship cycle is a little unfair in the sense that look at the number of test matches that Australia have played, England have played, India have played, and South Africa have played. It's been in single digit for South Africa. Although they have been dominant and they deserve to be champions, but it is just that going in the future of this tournament, I think there should be teams that play equal number of test
correct.
matches, and it is decided on the points.
And
Is what I
exactly,
feel. Hmm.
yeah, go on.
No, I feel the points should matter instead of the percentage. That percentage factor also plays a crucial role.
Correct. So that is why they have, you know, that India will have, England plays more test matches obviously than any other country in the world, but you'll also know that India and Australia will play more test matches than the other countries. But then you also have to look at the perspective कि उनको T20s और T20 league से ज़्यादा पैसा चाहिए. Not every board in the country is so rich that they can continue to play test cricket, because वहां से revenue भी नहीं आता है unless you have India or Australia touring you.
But it will become a five nation
Yeah.
world test cycle.
See,
Because I don't see Sri Lanka, Pakistan,
yeah.
West Indies or Bangladesh coming into that mix
Correct. So
because of this, so
बात तो सही
somehow
है,
it
but
should be even.
and I
Huh.
completely agree with your point, because sometimes even I am baffled at the thinking कि India goes to South Africa and plays only two test matches. वो लोग यहाँ पे आके
Hmm.
सिर्फ दो टेस्ट मैच खेल रहे हैं. अब मेरे को एक बात बताओ. आई अग्री, अभी तो चांस है कि इंडिया हार भी सकती है वो दोनों मैचेस, बट ऑब्वियसली यू वुड वांट मोर टेस्ट मैच, बिकॉज दो दो टेस्ट मैच से क्या होता है, मतलब इन अ थ्री मैच टेस्ट
Hmm.
सीरीज यू स्टिल हैव द ऑप्शन ऑफ कमिंग बैक. इन अ टू मैच टेस्ट सीरीज मतलब एक हार गए तो फिर जीतने का स्कोप भी नहीं है. So a lot of things have to be taken into consideration by ICC, but all in all I think अगर मैं आपको पूछूं कि अगले साइकिल अगर इंडिया में अहमदाबाद में होती है मैच, तो आप किस
Hmm.
दो टीम्स को फाइनलिस्ट देखते हो?
It's too early to say,
बट
but
इफ यू हैव टू मेक अ वाइल्ड प्रेडिक्शन राइट नाउ.
if I have to make a wild prediction, it should be Australia and New Zealand.
ओके. सी, given that Australia के जो अभी concerns होने वाले future में, I think they might just see a dip in this cycle, but I would bank India versus New Zealand in the finals. New Zealand for sure, because they have just dominated India at home, and they play quite well in home at their home as well. But it'll be interesting because India are touring them for three-match test series in this cycle, so a lot of things are open there. Let's say it'll be a great cycle to watch. It starts with the India versus England five-match test series, and we'll be bringing you the preview for that as well. So रेहान, अगर कुछ आपको कहना हो तो
So,
let's.
make last question,
Yeah.
if I can just ask before ending it. Do you think that it is unfair that we only have a single match as a final for WTC, or should it be a three-match series? Is what
देखो,
you
मैं
feel?
मैं इसके दो पॉइंट में आंसर दूंगा. एक, तुम तीन मैच के टेस्ट सीरीज स्केड्यूल में फिट नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज दैट टेक्स एन
Correct.
एंटायर मंथ. सेकेंडली, तुम्हें पता नहीं है कि फाइनल्स कौन, मतलब क्वालिफाई कौन करेगा. सो दैट एंटायर मंथ जस्ट गोज आउट ऑफ द कैलेंडर फॉर एवरी टीम, बिकॉज यू डोंट नो कौन क्वालिफाई करेगा. And then secondly, obviously, if you are hosting a match at a neutral venue, which has been the occasion for the last three times, it does not matter if it is a one match test or a three match series, because it is obviously the it's that is why it's called the ultimate test, right? If you are down and out, If you are the best in the world, you should have the guts and the capacity to make a comeback. अगर नहीं है तो
Correct.
then obviously then the opponents deserve to win, right? Because उन्होंने कुछ सही किया है, तभी तुमने कुछ गलत किया है.
100%.
So all in all, एक मैच का ही होना चाहिए. विराट कोहली भले बोले 3 मैच का होना चाहिए, but one is enough. And now since Virat is not going to be there, we promise that we will bring the entertainment back to Test match cricket. The slip cordon will be there. Signing off, guys. The WTC 23-25 cycle is over, and we'll be back in the 25-27 cycle.